What happens when two high-energy personalities collide, creating a space where humour, curiosity and chaos reign supreme? Enter ZIAS and BLOU, an unstoppable duo who've taken the internet by storm. With their viral reaction videos, unpredictable freestyles and skits that blur the line between absurdity and brilliance, they've become much more than entertainers. These guys are a movement, a vibe, a full-on digital philosophy. Think about it. What if Socrates and Aristotle were reborn, not in togas, but in hoodies and fitted caps? Instead of debating virtue in ancient Athens, they're on a couch reacting to a new Yate track, pondering whether fish can see water, or dissecting the real meaning of on God. Sounds ridiculous? Good, because that's exactly what makes them so genius. Their videos are a wild ride, sure, but there's always something deeper hidden beneath the surface. Whether it's a ridiculous theory or a viral trend, ZIAS and BLOU treat every topic like a modern-day philosophical dilemma. The questions may be silly, but the curiosity is real. The conclusions, surprisingly thoughtful. So why are millions of people tuning in? Maybe it's the laughs, maybe it's the vibes, or maybe, just maybe, it's because in the middle of all the chaos, we're actually learning something about the world and ourselves. But what happens when comedy meets consciousness? Let's dive into ZIAS, whose real name is ZIAS BLOU, a man who didn't follow the typical path to stardom. Born and raised in Oklahoma, ZIAS wasn't always behind the camera. He was on the football field, thriving as a D1 college athlete. His dedication to football was clear, physically strong, mentally focused, and disciplined to the core. But ZIAS wasn't just a player on the field. Off the field, he was a natural comedian. With a sharp wit and dry humour, ZIAS quickly became known for his quick comebacks and clever commentary. Whether he was on the sidelines or in front of a camera, he had the ability to read the room and drop insight in ways others couldn't. At first glance, he might appear like the quieter one in a group, but his commentary often leaves a lasting impact. What sets ZIAS apart from the crowd is how his humour is never just surface level. It's layered with sharp observations, blending comedic timing with genuine intellect. When you watch ZIAS, you realise that there's more than meets the eye. He brings depth to the content, offering insightful commentary even in the most chaotic of reactions. Whether in a skit or during a wild debate, his mind is always at work, adding a layer of thoughtfulness to the entertainment. Meet BLOU, also known as Bishop Louis, the electric personality who brings chaos and charisma wherever he goes. Hailing from Tulsa, Oklahoma, BLOU is the kind of guy who commands attention with the snap of his fingers. His energy is untamed, often unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. When he steps into the room, it's impossible not to feel the buzz of excitement. He's loud, passionate, and just the kind of force you need to make a moment unforgettable. Where ZIAS takes a more laid-back, observant role, BLOU dives headfirst into every situation with unfiltered enthusiasm. His reactions are intense, and his freestyles. They could range from ridiculous musings about toast to profound thoughts about time travel, all in the span of a few seconds. Nothing is off limits for BLOU, and everything is a chance for him to express himself. But don't mistake his energetic persona for shallow entertainment. Beneath all that hype, BLOU is a true thinker. He can make you laugh until your stomach hurts, and in the next breath drop a profound insight that forces you to pause and reflect. His blend of humour and depth is what makes his dynamic with ZIAS so powerful. Together, they create a balance of intellect and energy that's truly one of a kind. ZIAS and BLOU aren't just funny, they're a perfect yin and yang. ZIAS plays it cool, grounded, observant. He listens, he waits, and when he speaks, it's with intention. BLOU, he's a fireball. He jumps in, cracks the joke, spins the theory, and dares you to disagree. Together, they bounce off each other in a way that feels real, not scripted, not forced. Just two best friends vibing, questioning everything, and somehow making it all make sense. This chemistry is more than entertainment, it's a case study in balance. One brings chaos, the other control. One thinks out loud, the other listens in silence until he doesn't. It's modern dialectics, call it YouTube's Socratic method. At first glance, a ZIAS and BLOU video looks like straight up chaos, You've got wild reactions, unfiltered debates, absurd freestyle raps about cereal boxes or alien girlfriends. It's a lot. But underneath the mayhem, there's a whole curriculum of curiosity. Welcome to the most entertaining philosophy class you never asked for. Take Can Fish See Water? Sounds like a throwaway line, right? Something you'd hear during a high conversation or in a kid's cartoon. But in modern day Aristotle and Socrates, ZIAS and BLOU use it as a launch pad into something deeper. They start clowning, but before you know it, they're talking about awareness, perception, and how we might be blind to the systems we live in. Just like fish might not even realize water exists because it's all they know. That's not just funny, that's philosophy wrapped in comedy. And then there's BLOU and ZIAS test weird conspiracy theories. They dive into everything, aliens, flat earth, simulation theory. But they're not just trolling, they engage. They ask real questions, not to make fun, but to explore, to question. That's Socratic energy right there. They don't need a chalkboard or a podium. Their set is a couch. Their method? Curiosity mixed with chaos. You're laughing one minute, thinking hard the next. It's pure spontaneous wisdom, the kind that sneaks up on you mid-laugh and leaves you questioning everything. Can two guys yelling about thunder teach you more than your 8th grade science class? In their video, Is the Speed of Light Faster Than Sound? They take one of the simplest science facts we all learned in school and turn it into one of the most entertaining debates you'll ever see. You think you know the answer. Light is faster, right? Duh. But somehow, they make you question it all. BLOU throws in wild examples, lightning strikes, gunshots, even clapping across the room. ZIAS tries to hit him with the facts, but BLOU isn't having it. They're not scientists, they're storytellers, educators in disguise. And somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, you start actually thinking about the speed of light, about how your brain processes what you see versus what you hear. It becomes less about the answer and more about how we understand the world. ZIAS hits you with those calm, grounded explanations, like the professor who lets the class run wild before reeling them back in. Meanwhile, BLOU, he's in full curiosity overload mode, asking the dumb questions that end up being the most real, like, if I yell fast enough, can I beat light? By the end, you're laughing and learning. And isn't that the dream? Think you've heard their craziest theory? Just wait until you hear the one that made ZIAS go silent. In the video, ZIAS react to BLOU theory, blind people can see. BLOU drops what might be his most chaotic and weirdly brilliant theory yet, that blind people can see. Not with their eyes, but with something deeper. He starts laying it out, explaining how blind people sense their environment through sound, touch, energy. He brings up intuition, memory, even how some blind folks describe seeing shapes in their minds. At first it feels like classic BLOU randomness, but then somehow it starts making sense. ZIAS starts engaging. He challenges it, asks questions, pokes holes, but he never shuts it down. And that's the magic. What is seeing, really? Is it just visual input, or is it about interpreting the world around you in any way you can? Touch, sound, vibes. By the end, the joke becomes a genuine thought experiment. And once again, ZIAS and BLOU do what they do best. Take something that sounds ridiculous and turn it into a question that stays with you. In the video, ZIAS reveals his secret superpowers to BLOU. ZIAS flips the script and steps into the role of the unpredictable one. He claims to have developed secret superpowers, discussing energy fields, destiny, and cosmic alignment. BLOU becomes the skeptical observer, reacting with disbelief and humour. Their ability to switch roles seamlessly highlights their strong chemistry and improvisational skills. Beyond the humour, the video touches on themes of belief, perception, and the nature of reality. In the video, BLOU tells his scariest experience, the usual high-energy banter between ZIAS and BLOU takes a poignant turn. BLOU shares a genuinely frightening personal story, and ZIAS listens attentively, providing support and empathy. This episode highlights the depth of their friendship. Their connection goes beyond content, it's rooted in genuine camaraderie. In their video, BLOU and ZIAS react to Chris Brown. ZIAS and BLOU bring their signature high-energy commentary to Chris Brown's music. Their reactions are a blend of humour, admiration, and spontaneous freestyling, showcasing their dynamic chemistry. ZIAS and BLOU might have entered the game through viral reaction videos, but if that's all you think they are, you're missing the whole point. These two aren't just riding the internet wave for clout, they're crafting something deeper, a new kind of cultural leadership that doesn't come with lecture halls or TED Talks, but with laughs, off-the-cuff wisdom and authentic vibes. ZIAS, the calm, observant thinker. BLOU, the vibrant, off-the-wall energy source. Together they form a duo that doesn't just entertain. They challenge people to think differently. They challenge ideas. They question reality. They laugh at the absurd, but never ignore the truth. They turn nonsense into knowledge. ZIAS and BLOU represent a new kind of intellectualism, one that doesn't need to prove itself with books or degrees, one that values curiosity over credentials. What would happen if we embraced curiosity like ZIAS and BLOU do? Would the world be more open to questions and less obsessed with answers? Their content tells their audience, you can be loud, you can be weird, you can be wrong, and it's all part of learning. They show that wisdom isn't always found in silence and seriousness. It can come in the form of wild laughter and chaotic questions. You don't have to be perfect to ask big questions. You don't have to be polished to make people think. You don't even have to be serious to be deep. Because in their world, curiosity isn't just allowed, it's celebrated. And that's why ZIAS and BLOU are more than entertainers. They're teachers of the new era. They just happen to wear hoodies and yell, "Yes sir," while doing it. ZIAS and BLOU aren't just content creators. They're modern day philosophers wrapped in humour and chaos. These two have redefined what it means to entertain while simultaneously challenging how we think. With their unique blend of humour, curiosity and authenticity, they've turned the internet into a living, breathing classroom where philosophy isn't taught in textbooks, but in moments of unfiltered laughter. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, tune in, laugh and reflect. You're not just watching videos, you're witnessing the birth of a new type of cultural movement, a friendship that redefines how we explore life's biggest questions, one outlandish theory at a time. Get ready to see the world differently.